Alright, so last video we were probably doing something like this where sorry, 1 second here. Alright, so where we did this and I taught you about variables. Today we were going to be learning about if statements. And I'm gonna put that in multi-line comment because I'm going to be telling you a little about it. So there's an if statement. There's three types. There's an if statement, there's an elif, there's an else statement. So basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. So to start, let's define a variable. So cloudy today equals true. So that let's just say that this is it's cloudy today, and somehow we got this information from another source, but we have that. We know that it's cloudy today, so we know it's true. So let's say we want to do an if statement. So if it's cloudy, then print tell the user, and if it's not, then don't tell the user. So we're gonna simply start off by saying if cloudy today, and make sure you get the variable right. Two equal signs, because one equal sign defines the variable. So in this case, it's true. Oh, and we didn't go over that. So basically, this is basically a 1 and 0 thing. This is true or false. It can only be true or false when it's like this. It's not really a type of variable, it's just true or false. It's just a thing. So if cloudy today equals true, and then you have to have that, and then on the next line it will automatically indent for you depending on what site you're using. I'm using this, so it's like smart. What that does is, because if you're making an if statement or any of these statements, whenever you're writing the consequence or what will happen, so like if it's cloudy, then what happens based off of that, it's indented. Otherwise it won't work. So like if I make it so that it's not indented, then print you might need an umbrella today. Then that won't work, and in fact it will even give us an error because nothing is in this if statement when I run it. Watch. Because expected an indented block, which it's right, they should be indented. So then you might need an umbrella today. And so what I'm going to do is so now let's say it's not cloudy, because it's not always going to be cloudy. Else, this is an else statement, so if the first statement is not correct, then it goes to this. Else print, let's say, it will not rain today. And I know that's not completely accurate. Like, just because it's not cloudy at the moment doesn't mean it's gonna rain, or whatever. It might not rain even if it is cloudy. But the point is, just go along with it. The point is that the if statement. So, and it'll be the same outcome because cloudy is still true, and it'll print you might need an umbrella today. But let's say it's false. We change it to false. Let's say that we got the news from our news source. We change it's a different day, and now it's not cloudy today. So when we print it, it will not rain today. Now, what if, let's just say, clouds in the sky, clouds equals, let's say, from a scale of 1 to 10. So let's just say just pick a random number. Random number generator. Then from 1 to 10, 9. Alright, so clouds equals 9. It's an integer this time. So instead of the true statement, true or false, then if cloudy today, if cloudy, or if clouds, because we changed the variable, is greater than, let's say 7. So if it's 8 or 9 or 10, then let's print you might need an umbrella today. Else, it will not rain today. And that will still work. It'll print this because, sorry about that. Let me just turn my phone off. We have 5 more minutes to go, just letting you know. You might need an umbrella today because there's 9 clouds in your area. Let's just say. It's not, just, alright. So, now what would happen if there's 2 clouds you'll be expecting this. It will not rain today. And what would happen if, in real life, when there are 5 clouds, there is a 50% chance of raining? Well, then these statements are both wrong for when when there are 5 clouds, because it will not say this, and it will say it will not rain today, which is not completely true. It could rain. So this is where an elif statement comes in. It's basically an if statement, but else if. So it's if clouds are greater than 7, which they're not, so it would skip over that. Else if, and then we need to define it. So elif goes like that. Elif, clouds are greater or are greater than 4, and this is where an and statement comes in. Clouds are less than 7. Then print.
Let's go to grammar.
So yeah, I'm recording. Be quiet, please. Then print. It will. There will be a 50% chance of rain. And then an else statement. Print. It will not rain. Boom. So since clouds is equal to 5, then it will print, because clouds is greater than 4 and less than 7, there's a 50% chance of rain. And that's what it does. So now let's say clouds is 3, it will print, it will not rain. Because in this case, that is true, based off of this hypothetical situation. So that's basically how if and elif and else statements work. And you can use an and statement between it. So like between the two things, we used an and statement because clouds is less than 4. You cannot do this though. Clouds, so 7 is less than clouds, which so you would be able to do that in a math equation, but you can't do it here because that's not how the voltage works. So can you keep it down, please? So that is how this works, and it's pretty simple. If you want me to go over another example in 2 minutes, I will. So let's say, instead of raining, let's just say, I don't know. If you have a lot of text messages, you are very busy. But if you have less than a certain amount, you are not busy. Which is a simple example. So, text messages equals, let's pick a random number, 4. Oh, wait, actually, I'm going to also go over input. So let's say you want to ask the user a question, sorry about that. You would say something like, you would name the variable, so let's just call it text messages, and equal to, let's say you're expecting a number from them. You would put in an int, input. You would put input, and then you would put the question in quotes. It's kind of complicated for the first time, I guess. So you would wrap the whole thing in an int, because the whole thing you're expecting a number back, and you have to put number. You have to put input, and then you ask the question. Okay, so actually, let's go back and do the thing with clouds. So let's get this back, ready? Like that. But instead of saying clouds, there's 3 clouds, we would ask them, clouds equals input. How many clouds are there? So like that. So basically, when you run it, it's asking them how many clouds are there, and you have to give them an answer. But so then you can say like a number, but then it would give you an error because this is not a number, and it's expecting a number because it can't do this function. Whoops, it can't do this with a string. So you have to put int around this whole thing, like that. So it would be like that. And how many clouds are there? Just fixing a little bit. 1 to 10. Let's just say 5. There would be a 50% chance of rain. How many clouds are there? 10. You might need an umbrella today. Just like that. It works pretty well, and you can do it for different scenarios. And if you have any questions, just text me. There is the timer, and that is all for today. We learned about input, asking the user a question. It can get more complicated than that. And we learned about if statements. So that's kind of a combination of both. Alright, thank you for watching.